Hello everyone, welcome to A Clear Perspective. I'm Serene. Heading into August, several news outlets predicted the revelations from the January 6 hearings had been damning enough to do real damage to Trump's 2024 prospects. However, the narrative took a sharp turn after the FBI's Mar-a-Lago raid. The change in tone was so intense that even political insiders say it will be difficult for any Republicans to challenge Trump for the 2024 nomination if he should choose to run again. Even potential Republican 2024 rivals have flocked to support Trump. Republican insiders say that Trump in recent weeks has demonstrated his grip on the party through ousting more establishment candidates as well as his Republican political enemies, most notably Liz Cheney of Wyoming, the top Republican on the January 6 committee. Talk about January 6. Senator Ted Cruz of Texas has claimed that the FBI raid on Mar-a-Lago was a fishing expedition for incriminating documents related to the U.S. Capitol riots. Cruz said the raid was part of a secret plan by the Department of Justice to gather evidence on the January 6 insurrection. Quote, "What is really distressing now looking at the warrant and what they were searching for, this was a fishing expedition." It has been 13 days since the Mar-a-Lago raid. The relationship between the people in charge of the FBI raid and those who created Russiagate is revealed. According to investigative reporter Paul Spurrier's article published on New York Post August 18th, the FBI division overseeing the investigation of former President Trump's handling of classified material at his Mar-a-Lago residence is also a focus of Special Counsel John Durham's investigation of the Bureau's alleged abuses of power and political bias during its years-long Russiagate probe of Trump. The FBI's 9-hour 30-agent raid of the former president's Florida estate is part of a counterintelligence case run out of Washington, not Miami. It is the same FBI counterintelligence division led the 2016 to 2017 Russia collusion investigation of Trump, codenamed Crossfire Hurricane. Although the former head of Crossfire Hurricane, Peter Strzok, was fired after the disclosure of his anti-Trump tweets, several members of his team remain working in the counterintelligence unit. In addition, a key member of the Crossfire team, supervisory intelligence analyst Brian Alton, has continued to be involved in politically sensitive investigations, including the ongoing federal probe of potentially incriminating content found on Hunter Biden's laptop. FBI whistleblowers have alleged that Alton labeled evidence leaked from Hunter's laptop as Russian disinformation, an assessment that caused the investigative activity to cease. Former Assistant FBI Director Chris Specker said the search warrant that agents obtained is quite wide-ranging. He pointed out that it authorized the seizure of any information in any form related to national defense information, which does not necessarily include classified material. What's more, he said, the physical search of the former president's residence was far more sweeping than first reported and included unsupervised snooping in several dozen bedrooms, as well as numerous storage rooms and closets, including those of the former First Lady. Agents were allowed to also seize any item related to the Trump administration. Dozens of boxes and containers were removed from Trump's residence, very few of which actually contained classified information. Specker said that there is strong reason to fear that the FBI's counterintelligence division might politicize this case. The FBI seized the documents from the Mar-a-Lago estate and tried to find information they could use to frame Trump. What are the documents they are looking for? As I have analyzed in one of previous programs, Trump authorized the declassification of the FBI's Crossfire Hurricane and Mid-Year Exam when he was in office. Mid-Year Exam is the code name for the Hillary email investigation. These records could be one of the targets of the FBI raid. Not only would these records expose the FBI scandal, but also because they involved Hillary Clinton and even implicated Obama and Joe Biden. That's why the FBI confiscated these documents to make sure that these records will not be made public. On March 24th of this year, Trump filed a federal lawsuit against Hillary Clinton, the Democratic National Committee, and others for conspiring to weave a false narrative during the 2016 election that Trump and his campaign were colluding with Russia. The lawsuit seeks more than $72 million in damages. We don't know if the materials seized by the FBI contained documents related to Trump's indictment of Hillary, but we can reasonably conclude that some of the actions the Justice Department took may be related to Hillary's lawsuit as well as 2024 presidential election. On Thursday, a judge ordered the Department of Justice to provide a redacted copy of the affidavit from the FBI raid. Former Deputy Assistant Attorney General Zhang Yu said the Justice Department likely to over-redact the affidavit. The public can hardly get sufficient information from the affidavit. Currently, there are 2 cases the Justice Department took to investigate Trump. Both are directed by Garland himself. One is the FBI's raid on Mar-a-Lago. They investigate into Trump's potential violation of the Presidential Records Act, or even Espionage Act, which can be punished by up to 20 years in prison. Another ongoing investigation is Trump's role in the January 6 incident. As Ted Cruz said, the FBI raid on Mar-a-Lago was a fishing expedition for incriminating documents related to the U.S. Capitol riots. As the truth about Russiagate emerges, Americans have learned that many of the FBI agents have anti-Trump sentiments, and the FBI agents who raided the Mar-a-Lago came from the same department as the Russiagate. While the Justice Department and FBI are obviously repeating themselves, but they are clearly making a big mistake. They think they can still do what they did 6 years ago, and the public still cannot see them for what they are. But in fact, when the raid on Mar-a-Lago happened, Americans were not fooled anymore. They were angry. That anger is likely to explode in the midterm elections. That's all for today. Thank you for watching. I hope to see you next time.